December 1864.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I won't talk like that.
No, it's
Just for the
fine. This
dates.
is perfect. I just wasn't expecting it, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, if you're doing all of the reading, I guess I'm doing the outward voice, huh?
That would be great.
Cool. So, this is Kyoto.
It was awfully impressive, no denying it. Even simple hellos between people passing in the street seemed warm and friendly.
Wow.
They nodded and smiled to one another, as if family and not strangers about on errands.
Gross.
Still, there was something else as well. Something making the city feel strangely cold. Maybe it's the weather.
It's this unexplainable wind. I can't understand.
Almost as though there was a great invisible wall shutting out anyone wandering from the country.
I just realized we really should have given. I thought it would be funny if we just started and our name popped up out of nowhere, but now there's no explanation for how it happened. And
you must be wondering how I got here. Hi, my name's Breeze Yukimura. I'm 22 years old, fresh from the countryside.
Oh. Fresh cheese. Brie cheese. Breeze. By today. I'm not sure if I belong here. Just a little cheese in the middle of all these people. No, this is all in my head. Shut up, voices.
I walked quite some distance to reach Kyoto, and both my mind and body were exhausted. Even so, tiredness was no reason to meander and feel sorry for myself. I couldn't afford to.
Feeling sorry for yourself is expensive. Excuse me.
I hesitantly stopped a passerby.
Sorry, I seem to be a bit lost. Could you wink wonk? Oh. What the fuck am I doing now?
I was lost again, but in a different sort of way. Completely lost. I sighed and looked up at the darkening sky. The sun was beginning to set. People I'd spoken to showed me no unkindness, and they'd given me the directions I needed, but
Was now really the best time to leave the city? Why am I speaking in past tense?
Because she didn't do is now. Wait.
Uh-huh.
I would need to see that sentence again to explain it.
Here you go.
Okay.
See, it would be one thing if this was her inside her head voice, but she said this shit out loud.
Sometimes you just gotta work things out verbally.
But work past things out verbally?
Because okay. It says in... you know what, never mind. I'm not gonna try to defend this.
There's no defending it. It's stupid.
Learning the person I'd hoped to visit had left town caused hope to seep from my crumbling resolve. Give us some more context, girl.
Her papa! The only person. Oh.
Besides father I could rely on. In the city who I could rely on. Dr. Matsumoto. Dr. Matsumoto was a doctor serving the shogunate.
No shit. A doctor?
That's crazy. I'd never met him myself, but my father put a great deal of trust in the man. He had told me that if I ran into any trouble in his absence, I was to contact Dr. Matsumoto. Unfortunately, Dr. Matsumoto was out of town for business and would not return for some time.
Out of where?
Saved it.
Was I too hasty? Perhaps I should have just waited.
It is indeed rude to visit without warning, which is why I had sent a letter prior to my arrival.
Yeah, why didn't he wait for me? God.
But it seems he had left before reading my letter.
Rude.
Perhaps, I thought, I should have waited for a reply before traveling to an unfamiliar city.
But I can no longer spend time waiting idly for news.
Yeah. Bald man. Breeze. Oh, I can do my old voice. I got this. Breeze.
Perfect. Is something wrong, Papa?
He paused for a moment and looked at me. It seems I must depart for the city of Kyoto.
Is it for business again, Papa?
He'd left the house often during that period, sometimes for days at a time.
How long will you be gone, Papa?
I'm afraid I can't say. A month, perhaps. Maybe 2.
Oh!
There was no hiding my disappointment. Nonetheless, I wasn't a child anymore. I couldn't beg him not to go, or some other foolishness.
Wait, we're not a child? This was a flashback.
Yes, I'd be lonely, but I was much more worried for him.
Please, Papa, be careful. I committed to this voice already, so we'll just pretend I am baby. They say that the city of Kyoto is dangerous.
He only smiled and nodded. You needn't fret. I will be sure to send you letters often, so that you will have no need to worry.
Okay. Promise? Promise?
Father kept his promise. A new letter arrived so often I scarcely had the time to respond before another would arrive.
This is too much.
He told me that he worried about me being home all by myself. Then the letters stopped. A whole month passed with no word. I want you to know that the entire time, the old man voice, I pretended I was holding a cane and walking. The arm motion.
A real method actor over here. Papa.
They say Kyoto. Sorry, I was reading a bit ahead.
Oh.
They say Kyoto is full of ronin. It's not a safe place. Technically, I'm reading that word wrong. Usually a samurai would get paid by their house, but
What happened there?
I had to save my slip-up.
I see.
Ronin who report to no house often rob people in order to make ends meet. They're nothing more than violent criminals who hide behind the image of the samurai. Such is the state of the city of Kyoto, the city of Ronin. Ronin? Should I say it properly?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. A small wonder, then, that I worried for my father. My mind would concoct horrible possibilities, and I often found myself depressed and tense.
First, I suppose I need to find a place to stay.
Lost in thought, I didn't notice nightfall descend. If I was honest with myself, I hadn't the faintest idea of how long searching for him would take. I brought a negligible sum of money with me, enough to last me a month if used wisely. Finding father in this window of time was a must. Otherwise, I would have to depend on Dr. Matsumoto returning in this time, or else I'd be forced to return home without a word.
Well, at any rate, guess I've got to be as frugal as possible.
I lengthened my stride and set off on my path. Fortunately for me, men's clothing assisted with keeping a quicker pace than women's.
Hell yeah.
Kyoto presented many dangers to a young girl hoping to explore the city without direction. My disguise, such as it was, proved successful, and I'd safely made it all the way to Kyoto. Such success went to my head and led me to believe I could explore Kyoto as I pleased. I was a fool. Kyoto's not a safe place. I should have remembered that. Instead, I had somehow convinced myself that the city's hidden dangers didn't apply to me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot there was... Should I turn the voice acting up? Or should I turn the side character's voice acting off? and we can do it.
I think the only reason, or like the only logic in my head for why we still had the voice actors up is like to get a sense of the voice we wanted to put for them, you know?
Right.
But
Also, I can't help but notice that's right, because he was loud as fuck. I remember now. I was like, why the fuck is he lower than everyone else? Oh, it's funny. There's so many people. There's the others. Yeah, we had turned it down. Should I turn it down a little bit more, or is it quiet enough, you think?
I think it's quiet enough, but I don't know. Did you want to read them or no?
We could read them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A kid.
I was about to discover otherwise.
Oh god.
Record scratch. I spun around. In the street in front of me, there were 3 Ronin.
Oh shit, that's me too. Can I help you?
I got you. I did my best to keep my voice calm, reaching nonchalantly for my kodachi. My father encouraged me to take a sword. Take a sword
single
lesson.
sword lesson. Just one.
I kept with them, and I did rather well, if I say so myself. I was confident enough in defending myself.
I'm cool cheese.
However, perhaps my overconfidence in myself is what served the situation at hand to me. I'd messed up and let my guard down. My fault. There was a chance I could take them on, but there were 3 of them, and 1 of me.
A pretty nice. Oh shit. Do you want to do this guy? I figured since you were doing all the
You got there faster than me.
all our in the head voices. Okay. Pretty nice blade, got there, kid.
Only then did I realize they were far more interested in my sword than they were in me. I should give them my sword.
Oh shit.
Looks like a bit much for a pup like this, right?
Give it here, okay? We'll put it to good use. But my sword.
The sword wasn't just some blade I'd picked up. It was a family heirloom spanning generations. Dad's gonna kill me. There's no way I could give it to the Ronin. Though I had a feeling they wouldn't understand. In such a situation, the best decision was undoubtedly to retreat.
Bye-bye!
I turned and ran as fast as my legs could.
Hey, get
So
back
fast
here.
the snow blurred.
Oh god, it's all going into my eyeballs. Hey, get back here, you little bastard. Wow, they sure don't give up easy, do they?
I felt like I'd been running for quite a while, but I could still hear the Ronin cursing loudly. I ducked into an alley, flattening against the wall.
Look at this sexy wall.
Nice. After deciding they weren't too close, I crept farther into the alley. Someone left a couple sheets of wood leaning against one of the houses. A perfect hiding spot! What luck, I thought, kneeling down under them.
Is it just the one piece of board that's on the right side of the screen
A very
here?
thin board.
Just this one board.
This is my way to escape this mess.
Huh?
I was listening for sounds intently. A suspicious calm entered my mind. I'd expected to hear the Ronin yelling to each other, looking for me, but seconds turned into minutes. I heard nothing.
I'm just such a good hider.
I was about to sneak out and have a look when...
What?
My plan to investigate was immediately halted. Remaining silent and hidden was more important. Still, though...
but maybe just a little peek. Aw, oh, damn you!
What is this? Why won't you die? Damn, we gotta get out of here! It was then that true fear began to set in. There was something dangerous out there. Something quite possibly lethal, by the sounds. Well, My imagination conjured up no shortage of gruesome theories. Even so, I could feel an itch of curiosity. I wanted to know what was out there. It's important. Carefully, I peeked around the corner's edge.
Whoa.
A cold reflection of moonlight upon a blade glared at me, and my eyes followed it to the arm that it held, clad in a coat of light blue. Had this person saved me? But no slower than it appeared, my hope vanished. Help! I heard the Ronin stumbling to beg for his life. The person in the blue coat said nothing, just stepped forward, his sword raised.
Perfect.
A high, screeching laugh cut the man's scream. The blade fell through the air like a butcher's knife rather than a sword. No skill. Just death!
No skill, just death.
The scream turned wet. Gross.
Gurgle,
Caught and
gurgle.
disappeared, like air leaving a half-empty bellows. My eyes went super fucking wide. I just witnessed a murder, bro.
Whoa, a whole murder.
Any strength I had received vanished quickly. My
legs gave way. I crumbled to the
My
ground.
legs are gone, and I crumbled to the ground. My eyes widened like busted shells.
Busted.
Busted.
Like that dude.
Wow, he died with the first blow, but as I watched, the blades fell, carving lines into the corpse. The soft slip of a blade through flesh, the silent creep of blood across ground.
Whoa.
I felt nothing but them. From them.
What them?
But madness.
Bah, bah, bah.
Their only desire was raw, animalistic violence. Whatever they were, it wasn't human. They were broken. I could feel my throat clench tightly, and a warm, dark smell brushed against my face. Blech. I slowly recognized the coppery tang of blood. An icy bolt of fear ran through my spine, crawling into my limbs and freezing me in place. I was terrified. What was I going to do? What could I do? Dude, if there was like a game where you drank every time I changed my voice.
I mean, we could make that happen.
Dear God.
You gotta run, Breeze.
I forced my jaw open, drew a ragged breath. This was the only chance I'd get. I had to.
Oopsie.
My body, still numb with fear, was unresponsive. I lurched sideways against the stacked wood, and with a rough clatter. Boop! You know.
Boop.
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 Ah. The creatures turned, coats drenched in blood. Their eyes locked with mine and bore into mine. Hideous grins split their inhuman faces, shaking with excitement and prey to slaughter.
They still look quite human to me, but okay. Oops.
I had to run. I couldn't die yet, but my legs refused to move. Their hideous, cackling laughter echoed. I was going to die. Peace.
Peace.
My body was frozen with terror. Couldn't even scream. This was it. This was the end.
Until a lightsaber show happened. What?
I watched them raise their bloody swords, the moon glinting off the metal. Then there was a flash of light and a soft splash of blood. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Not
Delicious.
great. Bile began to rise in my throat, but before disgust took over, I heard a voice.
はあ、残念だな。
The words suggested disappointment. The voice sounded happy.
Wow.
僕一人で始末しちゃうつもりだったのに、はじめくん、こんな時に限って仕事が早いよね。
As he spoke, the strange man smiled, almost as if he were enjoying himself.
俺は務めを果たすべく動いたまでだ。あんたと違って俺に戦闘狂の毛はない。
See, we're going after the sane one.
うわ、ひどい言い草だな。
ま
まるで僕が戦闘狂みたいだ。
He laughed.
否定はしないのか。
The man called Saito sighed with the air of a long-suffering companion and looked at me.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's almost like fate.
あいつがこの人を殺しちゃうまで黙って見てれば、僕たちの手間も省けたんじゃないかな。
Bruh.
It's
That
cool.
was light, but it confirmed my fears.
It's cool. I'll just die.
I'm so gonna die. Because these people are fucking crazy looking.
One of them. Okay, wait. These ones are crazy looking.
One of them is crazy looking.
Okay. You're not gonna read this line, are you?
Yeah, no.
少なくともその判断は俺たちが下すべきものではない。
Huh?
Then who the fuck is in charge here? The conversation led me to believe they were part of an organization. As I thought about it, I recalled hearing about men with blue coats. My thoughts were interrupted by a dark shape sliding into view. Another one?
Another one.
Bites the oh.
Oh.
I swallowed hard. The moonlight shone off his smooth dark hair for reasons I couldn't fathom. In that moment, the light on his hair made me think of the wistfulness of flower petals.
I love how this man's about to fucking murder us, and we're like, wow.
Wow, what's your hair care routine? It was almost as if the cherry trees were blooming out of season and not the right color of cherries. His voice was cold and quiet, like a blade of ice. Blue-white moonlight lit his slender face and shone from the blade pointed at my chest.
Boy, we got it bad already. Shit.
But it wasn't the sword making my breath catch.
Wink.
It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them, I could catch a glimpse of it. Something else.
I can fix him.
There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me, and yet he looked troubled. Not kindness, but perhaps mercy. Mercy beaucoup.
Dude, we're so dumb. Joke's on you, my legs don't work.
I nodded. There was no doubt he meant every word he said. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced, put his sword away, sighing. As if I was a burden to him.
What?
I was too surprised to stop myself from speaking, and it quickly became apparent that I wasn't the only one.
あれ？いいんですか、土方さん。この子、さっきの見ちゃったんですよ。
Everything.
As he spoke to the man he called Hijikata, his eyes narrowed. The man called Hijikata frowned back at him. Why am I talking like this? It was clear enough that what I'd seen was something they wanted to keep hidden. And like this man with his whole titties out. It just strikes me that we're in the middle of December and he's just like, titties. Anyways,
It's fine
the more
because
they
he's dying
said-
anyways.
Spoilers! The more they said, the more I got it, and it was clear none of us wanted such a thing.
この子を生かしておいても厄介なことにしかならないと思います
What?
けど。
No way.
Who would do that?
The way he looked at me made me feel as if he'd read my mind.
とにかく殺せばいいってもんじゃねえだろう。こいつの処分は帰ってから決める。
俺は副長の判断に賛成です。ここに長くとどまれば他の者に見つかるかもしれない。
And he looked down at the creature he'd killed, as though he'd forgotten the whole ordeal.
こうも血に狂うとは、やはり実務に使える代物ではないようです。
頭の痛え話だ。
It's a lot of words for damn. He peered down at the corpse, his face an emotionless mask. When he looked back up at his companions, however, his eyes narrowed.
つうかお前ら、土方とか副長とか呼んでんじゃねえよ。
I'm undercover, guys. God.
へえ、伏せるも何もこの大服を着てる時点でバレバレだと思いますけど。
He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down in the streets, but like, I don't know how to confront the dilemma, like pretending I didn't see any of this. My mind swirled through a pool of worries and thoughts, almost as if I was being drawn into their world. A world where nothing strange and carrying on and normal. You know what? A world where there is nothing strange and carrying on normal conversation in the dead of night with corpses for company.
死体の処理はいかように、肉体的な異常は特に現れていないようですが。
Each caught a thought for a moment before he spoke.
羽織だけ脱がせとけ。あとは観察の方で何とかする。
承知しました。
新選組の大使が切り殺されてるなんて、僕たちにとっても一大事ですしね。
Good work, everybody.
He gave off a derisive
Mm-hmm.
bark of laughter. Bark, bark, bark.
ま、
Bark,
あ
bark.
とはここにいたやつが黙ってりゃ、世間も勝手に納得してくれるだろうよ。
I'm here too, guys.
No one will
Oh,
ever
and
know.
then he looked directly at me. I got the distant feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered in Kyoto. It was a dangerous city, after all. I knew that, of course.
I knew that. Totally.
But to see it happen, sheesh, that was something else entirely. If death was such an easy thing in Kyoto, I thought, then the city itself must surely be mad.
ねえ、ところでさ、助けてあげたのに、お礼の
I
一
wouldn't
つ
say
もない
we.
の。
What?
I didn't realize right away he was speaking to me. When I did, my eyes went wide.
What the fuck do you mean you saved me?
Well, he had a point. The person next to him saved me, and then the person that came after them told me that he wouldn't kill me if I didn't move. So, like, despite their threats, this guy
Technically.
had no partaking in saving me. I stood up as steadily as I could manage, brushed some dirt off my clothes, and bowed.
Thanks, I guess. I guess I'm sorry for not thanking you earlier. It was just like a lot going on, and I was just like so confused, you know?
It's overwhelming, you know?
I almost
glanced
threw
up
up
at them.
earlier, guys.
Tentatively, the man called Hajime also looked confused. His eyes were wide, and he had an expression I couldn't place. Hichikata looked as though he'd taken a bite of something sour.
Wow,
Like
is
a
my
lime.
voice that grating, y'all? Oof.
Oh, God. I sighed deeply before continuing.
I mean, I know that it seems weird to like say that, I guess.
I
but,
get
like,
their reactions now!
Is it because is it because we're in disguise as a dude, but we sound like a chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like he told me that I should say thanks, so I
Just you guys, though. I looked up. Saito and Hijikata both stared pointedly at anything but me, and the third man was shaking with laughter.
あ、ごめんごめん。そうだよね。僕が言ったんだもんね。
Stop laughing at me. He fucking broke out in laughter again. So much for that shit. Fucking wiped some tears from his eyes and straightened up.
I have a sword too, you know. I can stab you.
どういたしまして。
As if we stabbed anything in this goddamn game.
礼儀正しい子は嫌いじゃないよ。
I mean, I think there were at least like a couple of points where we got to pull out our sword.
Yeah, we pulled our sword out and aimed fucking sliced air, dude. Maybe some wood.
It's the effort that counts.
We
I
are
don't
an
know.
embarrassment
We really
to
are.
feminism.
We really are. This game is not very progressive. Thanks. But also, stop making me thank you. God, leave.
Not quite sure what else to do. I fucking vowed. Like, you know.
君を
the
助けてく
usual.
れたのが斉藤はじめくん。それでこっちの
Who said I was thanking you anyways, bitch?
わざわざ紹介してんじゃねえよ。
副長、お気持ちはわかりますが、まず移動を。
Whatever mirth was inspired was gone, and the man called Saito now spoke in quiet urgency. The man named Okita grabbed my wrist, smiled, and led us down the street. His grip was a touch too tight to be friendly. His fingers were like fucking iron cables around my arms.
Oof.
There's no question about my situation. I'm fucking screwed. If I run, I'm dead. Super dead.
Super
fast.
dead. So dead, just like mega dead.
My life was in the hands of these strange men. I'm screwed. I set my jaw and stood up as straight as I could. My eyes crept up from the blood-stained coats and met Saito's gaze. Can you at least smile?
It's fine. It'll be that much more satisfying when he smiles later. He.
His words were like, just the fuck, like, who says that? Who says that? They were like daggers in my stomach. What's gonna happen to me now? I'm so gonna die.
So gonna die.
As we walked through the bleak Kyoto night, I felt horror crawl its way up my spine again. The cause of my horror wasn't the gruesome end that awaited me, but something else entirely.
Indigestion.
Constipation. I spoke with these men and watched them speak, standing next to a warm corpse soaked in blood. I did such a fucking weird thing that it's fucking terrifying in a different way. Perhaps this is what it's like to go crazy.